Welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead, everyone. Today I'm going to do a review of this little countertop ice maker. This one is from Silonn, not quite sure how you pronounce the name, but we've got it off of Amazon, and I will put a link to that product in the description below. You notice this one doesn't have the logo on it, the Silonn logo, like I've seen on some of the units that I've reviewed. Not sure why that is, but that is indeed what I ordered off of Amazon, and the box did not have the Silonn logo on it either. So I don't know if all of these are kind of generic, and if you order Silonn off of Amazon, that you're just going to get whatever style they have, but it is definitely not a Silonn brand, and none of the paperwork or the box had the Silonn logo or branding on it either. But nevertheless, we're going to do a review of this ice maker. There's many out there. Some are name brands, some are generic like this, but most of them are pretty much the same. So let's take a look at it closer up. I'm looking at the instructions here, and it says that we should let the unit stand for 24 hours before plugging it in. So I have done that. We got this yesterday, and I did the unboxing video. So if you haven't caught that video, look for that in the description of this one. And then it says to clean the unit out, clean the interior here. I'm sure that this has, this plastic has some kind of release agent from the mold. So we'll do that. Let's clean it out. I just have a damp paper towel here and some Dawn Platinum Power Wash. Love this stuff. This is great. A couple of spritz in there. I wouldn't think you'd want to use a very harsh detergent because you don't want to taste. I hope I won't taste that Dawn Power Wash. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna clean back here also. I'm gonna wipe off the little ice cube things. Now let me wipe this one off also. And I'll get a fresh paper towel and we'll wipe it again. Now I have a clean paper towel, damp, and I'm going to wipe it out again here. So I've got it cleaned out good now. Let's put everything back together. I'll leave the scoop out for the time being. The next thing it says is how to put the handle on. Now I already put this little carrying handle on it yesterday, but this just kind of pops on and off. It has a little ear here on each side, and then on the side of the unit it has a little tab that you have to put it in with this handle facing forward. You just kind of pull it apart gently and pop it in those holes, and then when you twist it back, that tab engages on each side, and now I can't pull it out, so it is locked in there now. Not sure that we'll use the carrying handle, but that's a handy feature if you want to move it around, if you have it on a boat or camping or outside and you want to, once it fills up with ice and you want to carry it. I think that's a great little feature there. So let's take a look at the features on the control panel now. The first button is the on-off switch, and the second one is the ice cube indicator light. This says when the large ice cube mode is selected. The next one is the small mode indicator light, and then the third one is the indicator light that shows you when the basket is full. The next one is indicator light that shows you when the reservoir is low. And then finally, this says it has a self-cleaning mode. That's what this little indicator here is for. And then you have your on-off button and your selector mode. So let's plug it in and see how those operate. So the unit comes with a little protective cap over the plug, so you obviously have to remove that. It is a grounded plug, which is nice. Now that I plugged it in, I hear a little action happening. It's got an indicator light here. Let's press the on-off button. Okay, now I see the ice scooper moving. And it sounds like maybe it's trying to pump some water. I don't have any water in it yet, so let's go ahead and turn it off. And then I'll put some water in it and we'll try it out. Let's add some water. I'm curious to know how much it holds, so I'm going to use a measuring cup. This is 1 pint of water. And that is not quite full. Here's the second pint. This is 16 ounces, so this will be 32 ounces total. And it's not quite to the full line yet. So this is 1 cup, so 8 more ounces. So there'll be 40 ounces or 5 cups. And that looks like what it is. Because again, this was, I said 1 pint, but it was 2 cups, 1 pint, 2 cups, 16 ounces. So it took 5 cups to fill it up, which would be 40 ounces or 2.5 pints. So let's see how long it takes to make a batch. Wow, so we just hit the 8-minute mark and I see that it has moved the little tray in the back. Looks like it's getting ready to, dump the first little batch of ice. So that is quick. Now it's scooping the ice up with its little scooper and pushing it over into the ice basket. And it's refilling the tray now with water. So that was right at 8 minutes as advertised. So here are the ice cubes. And you said they look like little bullets. Let's see what the size is on those. So those look like they are right at 1 inch in length. Yeah, and about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. And they are hollow. And I think that would be good too, because that way your liquid goes into the ice also, so it would help with cooling that down. I'm just going to dump these back in the basket. Like I said, we're going to discard the first couple of batches. Okay, it just dumped the second batch of large cubes, so I'm going to change it to small cubes, and let's see if it makes any difference in the time on the small cubes. Let me get my phone going again here, and maybe it'll stay on this time for the entire duration. It kept wanting to cut off before, so let's go ahead and hit start. Okay, so we just hit the 5-minute and 30-second mark, and it's dumping another set of ice. So it did go a little bit faster, a couple of minutes. I'm going to grab one of these pieces and we'll look at it. Now, as far as size, the length and is the same, but I believe the width is going to be a little different. Let me measure. It said it's basically thinner than the large ones, which makes sense. So let's take a look at these. Now, they're going to be the same length, I do believe, 1 inch, yes. But I think the difference is going to be in the width. So this looks like it's about 1/2 of an inch, as opposed to 3/4 the other one was, or maybe 5/8 of an inch. But it is just smaller in diameter than the other ones. So for 2 minutes more, maybe you opt for the larger size. One additional thing worth mentioning is it has a fan that pulls air in on this side. So if you're looking at the machine, it would be the left side is the air intake. And then you have an exhaust here. And this is fairly warm, the exhaust. So it's important to keep a clear area on each side of the machine. So this probably would not be a good location to have it right up against this bread container. You would need to make sure you have some air movement space on each side of the machine. This unit does have a self-cleaning mode, it says, and to get into that self-cleaning mode, you have to turn the power off or put it in standby mode, as they describe it. Then you can press the select button, and you see it's moving from large cubes to small cubes. But now when you press it one more time, it goes into the self-cleaning mode. And then it says press the on-off button, and it'll go through a cleaning cycle. It also indicates that there is a drain plug on the bottom, and that you can release that drain plug and drain the water out. So I assume that's the water that gets pulled through the unit, not just the water that's in the reservoir. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to lift it up. It seems tempting to lift this up and just pour it out. You don't want to do that because there is refrigerant in this unit, and when you move the unit past, or off its level setting, then you need to let the unit sit for another 24 hours so that all the refrigerant settles back down into the bottom like it's supposed to be. So do not lift it up and dump it out. Use the drain plug. So let's put it back into large cube mode. I'm going to turn it on again. It's going to go through its cycle. You see the lifting the tray up, and then it will start pumping water from the reservoir up into the ice compartment. And what I'll do on its next dump cycle, I'll try to get the camera down so you can see how it releases the cubes from those little metal rods. So after watching that, I believe instead of it getting colder, I believe it actually heats that bar a little bit because you could see the ice that was across the top all of a sudden melt, and then the cubes dropped off, which makes sense. You would think it would need to heat up to drop those cubes off of there. While we're waiting on the next batch of cubes, let me give you some additional stats on this unit. It says that it is the SLIM 25B / SLIM 25G model. The voltage is 120 volts, 60 hertz. Working power is 105 watts. The electrical current drawn is 1.7 amps. And the water reservoir holds 0.32 gallons or 1.2 liters. The ice basket capacity is 1.1 pounds or 0.5 kilograms. The ice maker rate is 26 pounds per day. Doesn't give us that in kilos. And the shape is a bullet shape. There are two sizes of ice that can be made, small and large. And the weight of the unit is 13.6 pounds or 6.2 kilograms. And the unit dimensions are 11.9 by 9.8 by 11.1 inches, or 303 by 249 by 282 millimeters. So here we have the basket full indicator going. But if you look, it doesn't look like the basket is really that full. But what is happening is it's got a little sensor here and here. So if anything is blocking this area, it thinks the basket is full. So if you pull that ice back, then we should be ready to go. If we go back off of standby, and then back on. It should start back up now. There we go. Okay, I think that's it for this little ice maker review. So far, I'm impressed with it. It's working really well. It's not that loud. It makes ice quickly. 8 minutes, I think, is pretty quick. And it's kind of fun to watch, actually. So I'm really impressed with it. I hope this review helped you out. What I'll do is a later review once we've had it 6 months or so to let you know if it's still working, if we've had any trouble with it so far. But for right now, I think it's a good little unit for the price. I think we paid $79 for this unit on Amazon, and I will put a link to this unit in the description below. It will be a paid link. We are Amazon affiliates. It doesn't cost you anything extra to click that link, but if you click that link and purchase the unit, we get some revenue out of that, so that would be much appreciated. Thanks again for watching us here on Thistle Hill Farmstead, and we'll see you next time.